Hello, everybody. This is Mr. Costantino here. This is a video that I wanted to create for you so that I can explain the high school application process.
Buenos días, está hablando el señor Consentino, yo soy la señora Brennan que voy a estar traduciendo para el señor Consentino. Le estamos presentando un video para hablar acerca del proceso de la escuela secundaria.
This is the English and Spanish version of the presentation, so you can share this with your parents as well who need to do it in Spanish.
Este video va a ser presentado en inglés y en español, así que pueden compartir con su familia, con sus padres, para que ellos también puedan tener la información acerca de la admisión a la escuela secundaria.
So here we go. We're opening up the PowerPoint. So as we go along in this video, I will be showing you a series of videos that the Department of Education has provided us.
Cuando nosotros estamos haciendo esta presentación, le vamos a estar presentando varios videos que el Departamento de Educación tiene disponible acerca de la aplicación de la escuela secundaria.
And after the videos, I will be using this PowerPoint that you see on the screen to explain and clarify things from the video for you.
Después del video, vamos a presentarle esta presentación para explicar o aclarar la información que recibieron en el video.
All right, so here we go. Very important, everybody. Before we get started, we should all be taking out a pen or paper. I'm going to give you time right now. Go grab a pen and paper. You can be writing down important information, okay? Just to take quick notes. Also, these slides and videos will be presented for you to go through later on if you miss something. So don't go crazy if you miss, but just take out a pen and paper and be ready to write down some notes.
Antes de empezar, vamos a aclarar información importante. Primero que nada, por favor, vayan y sacan un bolígrafo y un papel para que puedan tomar notas acerca del video. No se apure que después del video nosotros vamos a también aclarar la información.
Okay, so I'll give everybody a second to go get a pen and paper.
Le estamos dando unos minutitos que vayan a buscar un bolígrafo y un papel.
All right, so we'll get started with the next slide. So
Ahora vamos a empezar.
So important, just some important dates. I'm sorry. The agenda will be going over some important dates, Specialized High School, and the video series like I explained.
Entonces vamos a empezar con la agenda. Vamos a hablar acerca de las fechas importantes, la escuela secundaria especial y los videos que vamos a ver hoy.
So upcoming dates, the SHSAT exam, which stands for Specialized High School, was January 27th. That's over, but the makeup is February 10th. So anybody that registered, it's February 10th, the makeup.
El examen de SHSAT, que es específicamente para las escuelas especiales, fue el 27 de enero, pero ahora vamos a tener un examen de recuperación del SHSAT el 10 de febrero.
All right. The registration deadline for LaGuardia is February 23rd, and the deadline to submit your LaGuardia audition is March 1st.
El plazo de inscripción para LaGuardia es el 23 de febrero y la fecha límite para la audición de LaGuardia es el 1 de marzo.
Okay, and the high school application for all students is February 23rd. The deadline is February 23rd. It's due by February 23rd.
Y la fecha límite de solicitud para la escuela secundaria es el 23 de febrero.
Right. So what is special? What is the SHSAT? What is specialized high school? What is LaGuardia? What is the high school application? You probably have all these questions that all be answered in the upcoming slides and videos.
Probablemente ahora tiene muchas preguntas. ¿Qué es el SHSAT? ¿Qué es el audición de la guardia? Todas esas respuestas se lo vamos a dar ahora cuando vean el video.
All right. So next slide. So before we get started with the videos, I just want to remind everybody that you and your family are responsible for searching schools. So it's not Mr. Cosentino or your teachers going and searching the schools for you. You're responsible for researching schools, okay, and looking them up.
Antes de empezar, vamos a hablar acerca de unas cosas que tienen que saber. Tú y tu familia son responsables de buscar las escuelas. Así que deberías haber estado buscando escuela. El señor Consentino se lo dijo en junio del 2020. Así que ya ustedes supuestamente empezaron ya a mirar las escuelas.
And also, you should have been searching schools already. I told you this in June. You had the entire summer. You had the entire fall. It was pushed back, the date of the high school application, so you've had even more time to search schools. Okay, you should have been doing this already.
Otra vez, el señor Consentino dice que ustedes deberían estado buscando las escuelas ya. Él le dio oportunidad en el verano, en el otoño. La fecha se movió otra vez, un poquitito más tarde, pero ya ustedes deberían estar buscando las escuelas.
Okay. Things to consider when you're making decisions. Okay.
Aquí son cosas para considerar cuando están haciendo sus decisiones.
Okay. Size of school, travel time, interests, sports, arts, clubs, your ability levels, and availability of these programs in the school.
Ok, so cosas que deben de estar considerando es el tamaño de la escuela, viaje, o sea, cuánto tiempo se van a tomar viajando a la escuela, sus intereses, deportes, artes, los clubes, niveles de habilidad y disponibilidad. Y esto es una decisión familiar para la familia completa. Así que tienen que hablar con su padre también.
Educate yourself on the schools you're applying to.
Infórmese sobre las escuelas a las que se están aplicando o postulando.
Very important. Remember this. You are applying to not just a high school. You're applying to a program within a high school. So Fort Hamilton High School has about 8 programs. You're picking one of the programs within that high school or within Fort Hamilton High School.
Acuérdense en algo muy importante. Están solicitando un programa dentro de una escuela secundaria, o sea, el programa que tiene esa escuela disponible.
All right, and there are 8 ways to get into a high school, and we'll be talking more about that a lot throughout the presentation.
Hay 8 formas de ingresar a un programa escolar. Hablaremos mucho sobre esto en la presentación.
All right, so we're going to watch video number 1, who can apply.
Ahora vamos a mirar el video número 1, ¿quién puede solicitar?
So I just want to show everybody, just so we all understand how to find these videos and where we should be going.
Ahora el señor Consentino le está demostrando cómo pueden usted obtener el video. Él le va a demostrar a dónde tienen que ir a mirar el video.
All of these videos and all the high school information you need to know is on the Department of Education website.
Toda esta información sobre las escuelas secundarias está disponible en la dirección del Departamento de Educación.
So it's schools.nyc.gov.
Tienen que ir a schools.nyc.gov.
Enter. Okay, it's gonna
En-
get to the cover page.
Cuando llegan a esta hoja, esta pantalla,
Right.
vayan,
You're gonna click enrollment.
vayan a donde dice enrollment.
Enrollment by grade.
Sigan el proceso que le está demostrando el señor Consentino.
So if you have younger brothers or sisters in pre-K, kindergarten, middle school, high school, you click here too. But we're talking about high school, so we're clicking on high school.
Estamos hablando acerca de la escuela secundaria, así que tienen que oprimir high school.
And these are the videos right here. As soon as you get here, there's 8 videos. We're watching 5 today.
Y cuando llegan a esta pantalla, hay, si se fijan, 8 videos. Nosotros hoy vamos a estar mirando a 5 de esos 8 videos.
Just so everybody knows, at the top of the page here, you select your language. And since this is Spanish, we can click on Spanish.
Aquí el señor Consentino le demostró cómo pueden cambiar el idioma. Se le traduce todo ahora en español. Otra vez, inscribir por grado. Tienen que ir a escuela secundaria. Oprimir escuela secundaria. Y otra vez, ahí le demuestran los videos. Y cuando oprima uno de los videos, hay 8, pero nosotros hoy vamos a estar solamente mirando a 5 de los videos.
All right, so these videos are not translated for you, but there are captions. So we're going to put the captions on in Spanish. It's on already for you if you click on at the top, Spanish, but you can always click Spanish.
Ok, so los videos sí se presentan en inglés, pero van a ver las palabras en español, se traducen abajo del video, van a ver que está traducido en español.
All right, so we're going to start the next video.
Vamos a empezar el video.
So you're applying to high school in New York City? Welcome. We know this is an exciting time, and we are happy to be a part of your admissions journey. In this video series, we will walk you through the high school admissions process. We'll cover how to explore schools and programs, build a meaningful application, and apply. You will also learn how to participate in specialized high schools admissions. Did you know that as the largest school system in the nation, New York City has more than 400 public high schools with more than 700 programs, including the 9 specialized high schools. So, if you are an artist, a scientist, a student with disabilities, learning English, planning for college, or looking for ways to change the world, there are New York City public high schools for you. So, who can participate in high school admissions? All students who live in New York City can apply to high school during their 8th grade year. It doesn't matter where you currently go to middle school, all are welcome to apply, including public departments of education or charter school students, private or parochial school students, or homeschooled students. New York City students enrolled in 9th grade, as long as you're not repeating 9th grade, can also participate. Students who are English language learners or multilingual learners can apply to any high school program in New York City. And all high schools must welcome and provide services for students learning English. English language learners are also eligible for supports and accommodations on admissions-related tests and auditions. Some high school programs are even designed specifically for students who are learning English or are new to this country. These programs admit students based on home language, years in this country, or English proficiency. Learn more about these programs at myschools.nyc. Students with individualized education programs, or IEPs, can apply to any high school program in New York City. All high schools must welcome and provide services for these students. At private and parochial schools, an IEP may be known as an IESP, or a learning program. In high school admissions, students are considered for offers in 2 seat groups: students with disabilities and general education students. You may see these seat groups abbreviated as SWD and GE. Each program sets aside a certain number of seats for students from each group. Families don't choose which of these seat groups their child is in. This is determined by the student's current IEP. For admissions purposes, students who receive special education instructional programming for more than 20% of their academic program are considered for students with disability seats. All other students are considered for general education seats. We'll talk more about seat groups and how offers are made in future videos. If you or your child has accessibility needs, we recommend learning about a school's accessibility by visiting or contacting the school directly to confirm that it would be a good fit for your child and family. You can find general information about a school's accessibility in the high school and specialized high schools admissions guide or online in My Schools. Still have questions about who can apply to high school and when? Visit our websites at schools.nyc.gov/hi and schools.nyc.gov/shs and watch our next video to learn about the two.
All right, everybody. So that was the first video, just to go back to the PowerPoint. Okay.
Aquí miramos el primer video. Ahora vamos a regresar a la presentación.
Okay, just to go over some of the things. General education, you'll see some of the, it's like sort of like acronyms that you'll see throughout the presentation. Go ahead, Ms. Britt, you want to translate it?
Yep. Aquí vamos a aclarar alguna información. Aquí, por ejemplo, educación general, muchas veces le ponen solamente las letras. GE significa educación general.
All right, so you went over the general education is GE.
Yes.
Students with disabilities is SWD, and students with IEPs is IEP.
So, los estudiantes de educación especial van a ver SWD y estudiantes con un plan individual de educación es EIEP.
Okay, and English language learners / multilingual learners can either be presented as ELL or MLL.
Y los estudiantes que están aprendiendo inglés o que son multilingües van a ver las letras ELE o MLL. Otra vez ELL, disculpen, ELL o MLL.
Okay, and we'll explain why it's important. You'll see it throughout the presentation.
Y ahora vamos a ver por qué es importante esta información.
All right, so we're going to go to the next video, admissions methods.
Ahora vamos a ir al segundo video de admisiones.
Welcome. You're watching the High School Admissions video series. In this video, we'll walk you through the two pathways to admissions for New York City's public high schools. There are two separate pathways through high school admissions, and you can take both. One pathway is submitting your personalized high school application. This is the way to apply to most of the city's 700 plus program options. The second pathway is testing and/or auditioning to apply to one or more of the 9 specialized high schools. Both pathways begin in the fall of your 8th grade year. Let's look at the first pathway, shown here in orange, submitting a high school application. Remember, this is how you apply to most of the city's high school programs. You'll have several months to explore high schools, start your application, and narrow your options to 12 programs you'd like to attend. Then, by the application deadline, you'll list these 12 choices in your true order of preference on your application and apply. Now, let's look at the pathway to specialized high schools admissions, shown here in green. These 9 schools use a separate admissions process to apply to any or all of our 8 testing specialized high schools. Register to take the Specialized High Schools Admissions Test, also known as the SHSAT or SHAZAT, to apply to our one audition specialized high school, Fiorello H. LaGuardia High School of Music and Art and Performing Arts, which we usually call LaGuardia High School, registered to audition for up to 6 programs. In the spring, you will get one high school offer letter. This letter will include up to one offer from the high school application and any information about any schools where you are waitlisted. If you took the SHSAT and or auditioned for LaGuardia High School, this letter will also contain your specialized high school's results. These may include up to one offer from a testing school and or up to one offer from each LaGuardia program you auditioned for. If you get more than one offer, you will have a deadline to choose between them. After offers are available, high school waitlists will open. Every high school program except the 9 specialized high schools has a waitlist. For the most up-to-date admissions information and timeline, visit schools.nyc.gov/high and schools.nyc.gov/SHS. Watch our next video to learn what you can do now and how to get ready for high school admissions.
All right, everybody. So that was video number 2. Back to the
Ahí.
PowerPoint.
Otra vez, ese fue video número 2, métodos de admisión.
So, admissions methods. There are 8 ways to get into a high school program. This is very important. I need everybody to know there's 8 ways that you can get into a high school program.
Ok, so aquí están, muy importante, hay 8 diferentes maneras para admisión a la escuela secundaria.
All right, so Miss Brennan, you can read the 8 ways in Spanish to them from this list, okay?
Ok, le voy a leer las 8 maneras de los métodos de admisión a la escuela secundaria. Primero es examen, segundo audición, tercero selectivo, cuarto opción educativa, quinto es selectivo el idioma, transferenciación, zonal y abierto. Esos son los 8 métodos de admisión a la escuela secundaria.
Okay, and you don't have to read it, Miss Brennan, all columns, but the columns, what you need to do and what do schools use for admission. So it explains what you need to do as a family to apply and also what the schools are looking for.
Y aquí en esta pantalla le dice lo que usted deben de hacer, usted y su familia, y qué tienen que considerar las escuelas para asignar cupos.
So just a couple things. In the screen schools, so if we go back, okay, the screen schools, I believe, is the third one right here. Selectivo, am I saying it right, Miss Brendan? Selectivo?
Yes.
So they use a composite score. Okay, I wanted to explain to everybody what they're looking for because we don't have any 7th grade report cards or state scores.
Ok, so aquí el señor Consentino le quiere explicar cómo es que las escuelas seleccionan. El primero es puntuación compuesta. Y acuérdense que no tenemos en realidad las calificaciones del 7º grado. Aquí es muy importante que ustedes sepan cómo es que van a llegar a esa decisión.
So this year,
este año,
they're using your 6th grade report cards.
So este año están usando las calificaciones del 6º grado, grado 6.
Your final report card grades in 6th grade and your 6th grade state scores.
So van a usar las calificaciones del grado 6, las calificaciones final, y le van a también usar las calificaciones de los exámenes del estado de Nueva York,
And,
del sexto grado, grado 6.
and we're using your report card grades ending February 2020, so it would be a second marking period of 7th grade.
I'm sorry, say that again.
They're using the 7th grade second marking period
Okay.
as well.
Okay, y también van a usar las calificaciones que finalizan en febrero de 2020.
So that's how they're coming up with your composite score.
Y así es que ellos van a llegar a esta puntuación compuesta
Okay.
para determinar si lo van a seleccionar.
They are not using attendance or lateness this year.
Este año no van a utilizar la asistencia ni la tardanza a la escuela.
Just really quick, SHSAT, Specialized High School, is a testing school. As you can see here, it's translated 3 ways, okay?
Ok. Como ven aquí, el SHSAT es para las escuelas que se especializan, Specialized High School.
Okay. This Specialized High School is optional.
Ok, muy importante. Este examen es opcional.
Again, optional. A lot of parents are emailing me. It is not mandatory. This is optional. If you want to have your child apply to a specialized high school, it's completely optional.
Este examen no es obligatorio. Esto es solamente opcional. Muchos de los padres le están mandando mensaje al señor Consentino preguntándole. El examen sí es opcional.
Okay. The exam, the SHSAT exam was already administered, and the makeup is February 10th.
El examen ya fue administrado el 27 de enero. El segundo, o sea, el examen de recuperación va a ser el 10 de febrero.
All right. And if you have not applied or registered for this test, the deadline is passed. So there's no way of going back and applying now. So it's kind of, the deadline is passed to register for the test.
Y si usted no ha aplicado para el examen, ya es muy tarde porque ya tenía que registrarte antes del 28 de enero. Así que ya es muy tarde.
All right. Very important. Even if you take the SHSAT exam and you apply to a specialized high school, you still have to apply to a regular high school application. Okay.
Muy importante, aunque algunos estudiantes sí quizás aplicaron a esta escuela Specialized High School, todavía deben de enviar una solicitud de escuela secundaria regular.
And because you apply to a specialized high school for testing, and also maybe you apply for LaGuardia, which is an audition school, and also because you apply to your regular high school application, you might have three acceptance letters. That's very important to point out.
Ok, so para esos estudiantes que quizás aplicaron para la escuela la especialista, o sea, que se especializan, también quizás aplicaron para la escuela LaGuardia y aplicaron para las escuelas secundarias regular. Puede ser que esos estudiantes reciban 3 diferentes, que lo aceptan en 3 diferentes escuelas. Es posible.
All right, so it's up to 3 schools, and you'll have to make a choice in the spring on which one you would want to go to.
Y si es el caso que le aceptaron en 3 diferentes escuelas, tiene que usted entonces hacer la decisión cuál acepta como su escuela.
All right, LaGuardia is a specialized high school as well, okay? But it's an audition school. It's very different than the other schools that are that you took the exam for. That says testing. It's an audition school.
LaGuardia es también una escuela que se especializa, pero en esa escuela no es examen, es audición. Tienen que mandar una audición.
All right. You need to register for LaGuardia by February 23rd.
tienen que, si aplicaron a la guardia, debes de registrar en MySchools antes del 23 de febrero.
And then once you register, you have to submit your audition via a Google form.
Después de registrarse, debes de enviar un formulario de audición para enviar un video.
And that is due by March 3rd.
Y eso tienen que hacerlo ya para el 3 de febrero.
Just so everybody knows, these schools that we're talking about, specialized high schools, they're not the only schools that have auditions. Okay, so I wanted to provide you with a list of schools that are in Brooklyn that have auditions for like drama, music, dance, instruments. Okay, so these are the 5 schools in Brooklyn that aren't specialized that are available to you because you live in Brooklyn.
También el señor Consentino le quería dar la información acerca de otras escuelas que también tienen audición en Brooklyn. Estas son escuelas adicionales, quizá es para los artes, drama, pero estas 5 escuelas también tienen disponible en Brooklyn que tienen que hacer una audición.
Okay, so these 5 schools, if you're into music, drama, dance, any of the arts, virtual, digital stuff, and drawing, coloring, digital art, you should, and you're interested in those schools, you should be looking at these 5 schools as well, not just LaGuardia. Okay.
También si usted está interesado en música, los artes o drama, pueden también mirar los programas en estas 5 escuelas. Si es que usted está interesado en una de esos programas que tienen disponibles estas escuelas.
Again, this is a list of schools throughout the entire city that have audition programs.
Aquí le está demostrando las otras escuelas en Nueva York, en la ciudad de Nueva York, no solamente en Brooklyn, que tienen también programas que tienen que mandar una audición.
Okay. All right, now we're going to skip to video number 4, searching schools. Well, how to search schools.
Aquí vamos a ver el video número 4, que es buscando escuelas.
All right, so.
Welcome. You're watching the NYC High School Admissions video series. In this video, we will show you how to use MySchools to find detailed information about high schools and their programs. We invite you to learn about the different types of high schools in New York City. Some reserve seats for specific student groups, offer additional services, or provide opportunities to earn college credits or gain work experience. Let's go over a few of them. Some schools offer programs that focus on performing and visual arts. Some schools have career and technical education, or CTE programs, which offer career and college pathways to high-growth industries. There are 16 industry categories at over 100 high schools with CTE programs. Some are early college schools, where you can get an associate's degree in addition to your high school diploma by the time you graduate. Some are early college and career schools, grades 9 to 14, where students can remain at the school after they finish 12th grade to complete the first 2 years of college. Some are performance assessment schools, where students complete a project-based curriculum instead of taking certain Regents exams. Some are community schools, which connect students and families with resources like health clinics and tax preparation help. Some schools are specifically designed for newly arrived students who are learning English. And some are comprehensive high schools, which are usually large schools that offer a wide range of opportunities. We encourage all families to learn about different high schools and broaden their horizons. The best fit for you may be a school you've never heard of. To find schools and programs now, visit myschools.nyc. Then scroll down and click the Start Browsing button. On the next screen, select High School. This leads to the searchable online directory, which looks like this. You can type your home address here if you want to see schools close to home. The map will show your home and the locations of the schools nearby. In the search box, you can search for anything you want. You can type the name of a school you want to learn about, or you can type something you want in a school, like debate. You can also search for the different types of schools and programs mentioned earlier. Filter buttons are below the search box, and these help you narrow down your search. When you click on the subway filter, you can choose subway lines. Then, only the schools near the subway lines you chose will appear. Would you thrive in a big or small school? The size filter will help you find schools with your preferred size. Use the sports filter to show schools that offer the sports you're interested in. Use the interest areas filter to find programs that focus on and/or offer courses in subjects or fields you care about, such as architecture or health professions. The More Filters button has many more options to help you find the schools you want. Use this button to only see schools in a certain borough or to find schools in accessible buildings. Remember, high school admissions is for everyone. Every high school program is open to students with disabilities. If your IEP specifies District 75 Inclusive Services, ASD Nest, ASD Horizon, or ACES programs, you can find these programs using the More Filters button as well. Students who are recommended for these programs participate in high school admissions the same way as their general education peers. You can also find schools with CTE programs and early college schools in this filter. Some schools have a diversity in admissions initiative. These schools have an admissions priority for certain students, such as low-income students, students in temporary housing, and students who are learning English. To find these schools, choose this option under More Filters. Every high school is open to students who are learning English. Choose School for New Arrivals to see schools that are specifically designed for newly arrived students who are learning English. To learn more about a particular school, click on the school name. Then you'll see the school's page like this. If you're using My Schools on your phone or tablet device, you'll be able to search for schools from a list view or a map view. You can move back and forth between these views by clicking on the list and map icons. If you're using a computer, you'll see the school list and a map at the same time. On any device, you can see information about the school, such as its address, contact information, and an overview of the school. Scroll down below the overview to see information on what the school offers. The performance section shows the school's graduation rate, safety, attendance, and other important numbers. The academics section shows the school's academic opportunities, including AP courses and language classes. The activities section shows clubs, sports, and other extracurriculars. Other features shows the school's special features, such as having a health center on campus. Accessibility shows if the school building is fully or partially accessible. When you apply to high school, you are not just applying to schools, you are applying to high school programs. Think of a program as a doorway to get into a school. Some schools have one program, others have two or more. Each program counts as a separate choice on your high school application. If a school has multiple programs, you can apply to more than one. Scroll down and you'll see the programs at the school, like this. This is an example of a large, comprehensive high school with many different programs. Click on the name of any program to read more about it. Now you're ready to explore schools and programs in My Schools on your own, with your family, and with your school counselor. Along the way, take notes about schools and programs of interest. Watch the next videos.
All right, so back to the PowerPoint.
Ahora vamos a seguir la presentación.
Okay, you search schools by going to myschools.nyc.
Otra vez pueden buscar escuelas, tienen que ir a myschools.nyc.
Right. There's also the hard copy of your high school application guide that you can search schools on.
También pueden mirar la copia impresa de la guía de admisión a la escuela secundaria.
And the digital version of the high school admission guide is only going to be available on the 8th grade Google Classroom. I had downloaded all them for you.
La versión digital de la guía de admisión a la escuela secundaria está disponible en nuestra aula de Google del 8º grado.
And you go to my Google Class, the 8th grade Google Classroom, and it's under high school, all that stuff.
Cuando vayan a la aula de Google, está en la opción de información del 8º grado para escuela secundaria.
All right, so searching on My Schools, you will see on each profile, they just went over it, an overview, performance, academics, activities, other features, accessibility, and programs.
Otra vez, para aclarar la información que le dieron en el video, cuando están buscando en My Schools, verás en cada perfil visión general, actuación, académica, actividades, o sea, deportes y los clubes, otras characteristics, accesibilidad y programas.
All right, and important is that when you're searching the schools, write down the codes for the programs, because that's what you're going to use to fill out the application.
Otra vez, una nota importante es escriba los códigos de los programas que le gusten.
All right, so this is what it would look like. Okay, if you were to search on My Schools, we're going to use Abraham Lincoln High School as an example.
Aquí le está dando un ejemplo de la escuela Abraham Lincoln High School.
Okay, so say you wanted to apply to the digital media program that they have here in the bottom right. The code is K24C. That's the number and letter that you're taking and putting it into the high school application.
Aquí el señor Consentino le está dando un ejemplo. Si querían aplicar para el programa digital, el código es K24C. Eso es lo que tienen que poner. Ese es el código para ese programa.
Okay, and it has all the things we just talked about. It has the title of the school, the overview, the performance, the academics, the activities, and other features for you to look at when you get to the school page.
Y en esta página le va a dar toda la información que desean ver acerca de esta escuela.
All right, so now when we search schools on the admissions guide, all right, these are all the things that you're looking for. Interests, okay, admissions methods, eligibility, seat, applicants, and applicants per seat ratio.
Otra vez buscando las escuelas en el guía de admisión, verás en cada perfil intereses, métodos de admisión, quién es elegible, cuántos asientos tienen disponible, los solicitantes y los solicitantes por proporción de asiento.
All right. So, and this, I pulled the same school from the admissions guide. This is Abraham Lincoln High School. These are all the programs that they offer. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 programs at Abraham Lincoln High School.
Otra vez le está dando un ejemplo, la misma escuela Abraham Lincoln High School, como si ven aquí en esta página, hay 8 diferentes programas disponibles en esta escuela.
So we're going to pick, let's stick with computer science. The code would be for this one was K24J.
Por ejemplo, si quieren ciencias de computadoras, el código es K24J.
And so if we're looking at this one, their admissions method is screened. We went over it earlier. It's a screened admissions method. Okay, they're using a composite score. We went over that earlier.
Otra vez, en este ejemplo, el método de admisión es igual como le describió anteriormente, están usando la puntuación.
And it's eligibility, open only to Brooklyn students or residents of Brooklyn. So remember, no one else from Manhattan, Queens, Bronx, Staten Island can get into this program but you. Okay, so that's why I had told you earlier, don't worry so much about these specialized high schools that the whole city is looking at. This is available for you in Brooklyn. Okay?
Otra vez, aquí le está dando el ejemplo, quién es elegible para este programa específicamente. Esto es para los estudiantes que viven en Brooklyn. Así que no se apuren, esto es solamente para los elegibles, los estudiantes que viven en Brooklyn.
Okay. So then we talked about earlier what general education, GE, or students with disabilities. This is why you need to know what that means, because this is what they're using. This is their percentage or ratio of who they accept or how competitive it is to get into this program.
Y aquí le está demostrando educación general o educación para los estudiantes que tienen un plan individual. Aquí le dice cuántos asientos están disponibles, quién está aplicando para esos programas.
Okay, so if you look here on the last column, applicants per seat, the higher their number, okay, the less competitive it is. So if you go down to, go above here to the virtual enterprise program, okay, 4 seats per every kid is very low, okay?
Y aquí otra vez le está demostrando los números de quién puede aplicar, quién están aceptando los asientos disponibles en la escuela, y van a ver que los números cambian, así que se tienen que fijar bien en esos números.
All right, so those are things to consider when you're searching. And
Eso tienen que considerar cuando están buscando escuela.
the next video is how to create a My Schools account. So everybody, very, very important.
El siguiente video es crear una cuenta de My Schools. Esto es muy importante.
Here we go. Again, subtitles at the bottom. We're going to go to Spanish.
Welcome. In this video, we'll show you how to create a My Schools account and add your child to it. What is My Schools? MySchools.nyc is both an online directory of New York City public schools and your personalized application. You can use it to explore program options, create and submit your child's application, and get their middle or high school offer. To set up your My Schools account, there are 2 steps. First, create your account, and second, add your child to it. This fall, every 5th or 8th grade student currently enrolled in a New York City public school will receive a welcome letter with instructions and a unique account creation code. If you have more than 1 child applying to school this year, you will receive a different code for each child. If you do not receive your welcome letter in the mail, please contact your child's current public school for a copy. If your child currently attends a private or parochial school, contact the Family Welcome Center to set up your My Schools account. Learn how at schools.nyc.gov/welcome centers. How to create your account. Once you have your welcome letter, read the first section. It walks you through how to create your My Schools account. Please note, if you've already created a My Schools account for another child in a previous year, you do not need to create a new account. Just log into your current account using the same email address. If you've forgotten your password, click the Forgot Your Password link on the login page and enter your email address to receive a password reset link. If you don't yet have a My Schools account, go to myschools.nyc and select or click on Get Started. On the following page, enter your information, including your email address. Then click Next. This will send a message from My Schools to the email address you entered. Log into your email account to find and open this message. Click the link in the message to confirm your email address and keep setting up your account. Please note, you cannot continue until you click this link. Now you're back on the account setup page. Here, you'll enter the rest of your information, including your phone number, address, and preferred language. Please note that the address you enter must be a New York City mailing address. Don't worry if it takes a little while to load. The system sometimes needs time to search for your address. Once you've entered your information, click Submit. When you've reached the dashboard page, your account is fully set up. Now that you've created your account, the next step is to add your child. To do this, you'll need two things. Number one, your child's MySchools account creation code. And number two, your child's student ID or OSIS number. We'll start with number one. You can find your child's unique account creation code at the top of their welcome letter. Please note that this code is different from your New York City Schools account or NYCSA creation code. Your New York City Schools account is a separate online resource where you can access your child's grades and other information once they're enrolled in a New York City public school. For MySchools, you will need your child's unique MySchools account creation code. Moving on to number two. All current New York City public school students, including charter school students, have a 9-digit student ID or OSIS number, which you can find on their report cards and transcripts, in your New York City Schools account if you have one, or by asking your child's current school. If your child currently attends a charter, private, or parochial school, ask your school or a family welcome center to print your welcome letter. It will list your child's student ID number next to their account creation code. Once you have both your child's account creation code and their student ID number, you can add your child to your MySchools account. Here's how. Go to myschools.nyc and log in. On your dashboard, click the large Add a Child button. If you're using a mobile device, scroll down. This button is located towards the bottom of the page. On the next page, select the NYC residents applying to middle schools or high schools option and click Next. On this page, you'll enter your child's student ID in the top box using no spaces or dashes. Now enter their 6-letter account creation code in the bottom box in all capital letters. Then click Next. Be sure to double check your typing. If it doesn't work the first time, try again with the same student ID and account creation code. The following screen will confirm that your child was added to your account. Click Go to Dashboard and you'll now see your child listed here whenever you log in. Until the application or registration period opens, this is all you can view within your MySchools account. To continue exploring school options before then, please log out to look through the MySchools middle or high school directory. Once the application opens, you will be able to access a personalized version of this directory through your account. In addition to exploring school options, you will be able to save your favorite programs, add them to your child's application, and apply. Have questions about middle or high school admissions? Visit us at schools.nyc.gov/middle and schools.nyc.gov/high to learn more. And watch our next video to learn how to.
All right, everybody, back to the PowerPoint.
Ahora vamos a seguir con la presentación.
All right. Very important, that last presentation, okay? To create a MySchools account, you need a welcome letter, the creation code, and your student ID.
Es muy importante acerca del video que vimos hace unos minutitos. Hay que crear una cuenta en MySchools. Van a necesitar la carta de bienvenida, el código de creación y el número de identificación del estudiante.
All right, so important, okay? If you did not get the welcome letter, you need to email Mr. Costantino, myself, Mr. Costantino. I got my 2 emails down here. Please email me and I will send you your welcome letter.
Si no recibió una carta de bienvenida, debe enviar un correo electrónico al señor Consentino y aquí están las direcciones en línea del señor Consentino.
Right? Now, next video, how to apply. This is the last video I believe we're going to watch. Okay? Important. What do you do? How do you apply? Okay, let's watch this video.
Ahora vamos a mirar el último video, video número 6, cómo aplicar.
Welcome. In this video, we will show you what you can do when the application is open by logging into your personalized MySchools account. We'll go over how to explore and learn about school options, save your favorite programs, and add them to your application. To get started, go to myschools.nyc and log in. You should see your child's name on your dashboard. If you don't see it, be sure to watch the previous video, How to Create a MySchools Account, to learn what to do. From your dashboard, click on Get Started below your child's name. Then click Next. If you haven't already reviewed your child's information, you'll be prompted to do so at this time. Scroll through to verify that everything looks correct. If anything looks wrong, contact your child's current school or go to schools.nyc.gov/welcome centers to contact a family welcome center for help. If everything looks correct, click Looks Good and then click Get Started. This will take you to the search page. Here you can begin exploring schools and programs for your child's application. The first time you visit this page, a series of tips appear to walk you through the search screen. Read through the tips to learn how to use this page. On the search page, you'll see the Search and Apply tabs at the top, a list of schools on the left, and a map of these schools on the right. If you're using your phone, tap the pin next to the search bar at the top to switch to the map view, or tap the 3 lines to switch back to the list of schools. If you're applying to middle or high school, when you're logged into your account, you will only see and be able to search for the programs you're eligible to attend. However, if you are interested in applying to any multilingual or transfer programs, be aware that some of these programs have additional eligibility requirements. Before you apply, read the program's eligibility description to make sure you are eligible. If you are not eligible, you will not be considered for an offer to that program. Click the blue arrow at the bottom of the list of schools to keep browsing. Or you can focus on schools in a specific area by clicking and dragging within the map, and by zooming in and out with the plus or minus buttons. Once you've found a school that you want to learn more about, click on its name. This opens the school's page, which shows information such as the school's address, contact information, a general school overview, and much more. You will also see a link to each school's website. Additionally, many schools provide a direct link to a web page dedicated to information for potential applicants like you, including information about any events. Visit these school sites to learn about any virtual open houses and tours, watch any videos, and learn how to contact the school with questions. Below this section, you'll see the program or programs offered at the school. Click on the name of a specific program to display more information about it. This program information shows details about its eligibility and admissions factors. In other words, how offers to that program are made. These factors include the number of seats available for applicants, the program's priority groups, its admissions method, and any additional information. A program's priority groups show which applicant groups are considered for offers before others. When logged in, your group will appear in bold before your child's priority group at each program. Make sure you apply to at least some programs where your child is in the first priority group. To learn more about each of these admissions factors and how they influence your child's chances of getting an offer to specific programs, watch our Your Chances videos for middle or high school admissions. We'll go over admissions factors like seat availability, seat groups, admissions priority groups, admissions methods, and why your application choices matter. Once you've found a program you're interested in, click the star to add it to your list of favorites. Or if you already know you want to apply to this program, click the Add to Application button at the bottom of the program to add it directly to your application. For now, we'll just favorite this program. To confirm that a program is favorited, click the Apply tab at the top of the screen. On the Apply page, you'll see the program listed in your favorites on the right. Anytime before the application deadline, you can add this program to your application from here. If you already know the name of a school or program you want to apply to, you can also use the search bar at the bottom of the Apply page to add it directly to your application without going through the search page. Once you have a list of favorite programs, click the Apply tab. On the Apply page, you can add up to 12 programs to your application and arrange these programs on your application in your true preference order, with your first choice at the top as number 1. If you want to move a program higher or lower on your application, just click, drag, and drop it to a new position. If you want to remove a program from your application, click the X and this program will move back to your favorites. Once you finish putting your application together, click Next at the bottom of the Apply page. Review the alerts. These may include tips on how to make your application even better. Scroll down to your application if you want to make changes. If everything looks okay, click I've reviewed the alerts. Let's continue. On the review page, answer all the questions here near the top. Then scroll down to the Review Your Child's Application section. Review the checklist. This includes verifying that you are this child's legal guardian, that you and your child live at the same address, that you are authorized to submit their application, and that you have reviewed your child's profile information in My Schools. If everything looks correct and you are ready to submit, click Submit Application. When you click Submit Application, we'll fill your screen with confetti. It will also say your application is submitted in large letters at the top of the page. For your records, you'll receive a receipt that lists your submitted application choices. This receipt will be available in My Schools and sent to the email address used for your My Schools account. Want to make changes to your application after you submit it? You can do so anytime before the application deadline. Just go back to the Apply page, update your application, and go through the same submission process as before. Anytime you resubmit your application, you'll see confetti and receive a new emailed receipt. And this new application will completely replace your previous application. Only your most up-to-date application will be used. Still have questions about how to apply to middle or high school? Visit us at schools.nyc.gov/middle and schools.nyc.gov/high and watch our other videos to learn more. Lastly, for high school applicants interested in registering for the Specialized High School.
All right, everybody, we're back to the presentation, so we can finish up here. Very important, pay attention, okay? Applying for high school, all right? You were applying to a program within a high school.
Ok, son muy importantes. Regresamos a la presentación. Acuérdense que están solicitando a la escuela secundaria un programa. Estás postulando a un programa dentro de una escuela secundaria.
Right? You need the code for the program to enter it on your application.
Necesitarán el código para que ese programa ingrese en su solicitud.
You can put up to 12 schools on your application. You're putting it in preference order, meaning number 1 being your number 1 choice and 12 being your least favorite choice.
Puedes poner hasta 12 escuelas en la aplicación. Acuérdense que están poniéndola en orden de preferencia. O sea, la primera escuela va primero si es que está más preferida y siguen así.
Research these schools with your family. Take your time. It's due February 23rd.
Tienen que otra vez hablar con su familia acerca de los programas, investigar con su familia los programas. Y tienen que hacer esto para el 23 de febrero para enviar su solicitud.
All right. Don't forget, okay?
No se olviden.
If you did your summer to-do list, okay, which we did in the summer, over the summer, you've already created a preference list. Use that as your, as a studying tool or researching tool.
Acuérdense que durante el verano hicimos una lista de tareas pendientes. Así que ya tienen las escuelas que ustedes desean asistir.
Use it to organize or practice your list.
Úselo para ayudar o organizar o practicar su lista de preferencias.
It's still up in our Google Classroom for you to look at.
Todavía está disponible en nuestra aula de Google para que lo puedan ver.
All right, just so we all are aware, I just clicked on the link.
Aquí está el enlace para la aula de Google que le está demostrando el señor Consentino en la página, en la pantalla.
High school assignment number 4, okay? It looks something like this.
Está demostrando a dónde tienen que ir para mirar la lista de escuelas.
All right, this is for you to do up to 12 schools. You can put it down. It gives you the option to put the school program, put it in here so you can make your list.
Así, aquí tienen la página que ustedes pueden hacer la lista de preferencia.
All right, so second, stuff in this too. All right, now online resources. We have the Department of Education website with the video series we just went over. We have My Schools, and we have our 8th grade Google Classroom.
Otra vez, recursos en línea. Pueden ir al Departamento de Educación para información acerca del examen para las escuelas que se especializan, información de la audición, la serie de videos. En My Schools, ahí pueden ver la solicitud buscada de las escuelas, y en la aula de Google del 8º grado, toda la información anterior, ferias virtuales de escuela secundaria y el guía de admisión a la escuela secundaria.
All right, just a reminder, upcoming dates. You don't have to read it again. You guys can read this yourselves. These are upcoming dates.
Otra vez, estas son las fechas que vienen, o sea, en siguientes. Acuérdense que la primera era para el examen que ya pasó. Eso es solamente información, ya no aplica. Pero el examen que viene ahora es solamente para esos estudiantes que están interesados en las escuelas SAT, ese examen que es opcional, y ya esas personas ya aplicaron, así que no hay problema.
All right, this is contact information for everybody. You can read this. I just wanted to point out that my office hours are Monday through Friday, 8:30 a.m. to 9 a.m. every day.
Otra vez esta es información del contacto. Aquí otra vez el señor Consentino, que es el consejero de la escuela. Él tiene horas de oficina en línea de 8:30 a 9 de la mañana, de lunes a viernes.
All right, I'm just going to leave this on the screen. We're done with the presentation. I appreciate everybody's time. Good luck with the search. Remember, parents, this is not a perfect thing. You might make mistakes. We can always go back and edit. Okay, but this is a family effort. Okay.
Otra vez, muchas gracias por venir a la presentación. La información está disponible en los videos y el señor Consentino está disponible para ayudarle en caso que tengan preguntas. Así que si es que un error o algo, no se apuren. No hay problema, lo podemos corregir.
All right, everybody. Thank you again and have a good day. And if you need anything, just let me know.
Ok, muchas gracias. Y si necesitan algo, por favor, comuníquense con el señor Consentino.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Adiós.